Have you ever stopped to think that you might be losing money every single day because of something as simple as an open pair of scissors sitting somewhere in your home? And the worst part, you don't even notice it. Your energy slips away quietly, along with your opportunities, your plans, and the money that never seems to show up, all because of everyday objects forgotten in the wrong places. And the scissors are just the beginning. I've seen incredible women feel stuck, drained, and overwhelmed for no obvious reason, and when they finally discovered the source, it was always the same: hidden energetic blockages inside their own home. Today, I'm going to show you how to identify those blockages and exactly where to place your scissors to restore protection, prosperity, and a whole new cycle of abundance. But pay attention. If you put them in the wrong spot, you'll have to wait an entire year before you can try again. And the final step is kept secret. Only the people who stay until the end find out. Now tell me in the comments, what object in your home feels like it carries weird energy? Or have you ever felt blocked, even when you're doing everything right? Your comment might unlock something bigger than you expect. Have you ever wondered why certain phases of life just freeze? Money stops flowing, relationships feel off, and even the air in your home starts to feel heavy. That's not coincidence. It's built-up energy, misdirected and stagnant. Take scissors, for example. They're not just a cutting tool. They symbolize breaks. Cuts in your flow, cuts in your connections, cuts in your opportunities. When left open or stored in the wrong place, they act like a magnet for energetic blockage. In Feng Shui, every object carries a hidden meaning. Scissors represent constant cutting, and when they're visible, messy, or forgotten somewhere, the whole house enters a silent cycle of loss. And this isn't just about subtle energy. Studies show that environments with too many visible, sharp objects can increase anxiety, irritability, and even mess with your focus. Now imagine living with that every day for years. Most people ignore this. They toss scissors into cluttered drawers, open boxes, or, even worse, keep them in the bedroom right next to the bed. And then they wonder why they can't sleep well, why they feel stuck, or why money won't move. I've seen cases where, after moving just 3 objects, including a simple pair of scissors, someone received a phone call they had been waiting for months. Coincidence? Maybe. But after hearing hundreds of stories just like that, it gets hard to call it chance. The problem is the combination. The wrong object in the wrong place at the wrong time. And that's why, before I show you the right place to keep your scissors, you need to understand the 2 most dangerous spots in your home. The ones that cut through your energy without mercy. You should never keep scissors in either of these 2 places. But I'm willing to bet yours are sitting in one of them right now. It's not bad luck. It's not random. It's a pattern. An invisible pattern happening in millions of homes. And it starts like this: a drawer, a box, a random corner. That's where you toss your scissors, with no thought, no intention. And without realizing it, you're planting the symbol of rupture right in the center of your life. Forbidden place. For one, the bedroom. Yes, the bedroom. The place where your energy needs the most protection. The bedroom holds your energy at rest. Everything you dream, everything you feel, everything you bury in silence, it all manifests there. Now imagine this. Every night, right beside you, there's an object whose very essence is to cut ties, to cut cycles, to cut flow. A pair of scissors in the bedroom works like a symbolic tear in your protection. People who sleep with scissors on their nightstand or tucked into a drawer beside the bed often report the same patterns: disconnected dreams, on and off insomnia, pointless arguments with their partner, waking up exhausted even after 8 hours of sleep. You might think this sounds dramatic, but energy doesn't ask for permission. It settles in and starts draining you. Now imagine that happening for weeks, months, years. The energetic field of your home starts to unravel. Your abundance rituals stop working. You feel like you're doing everything right, but life refuses to move. It's like walking with your ankles tied together. You're moving, but you're not going anywhere. Forbidden place. Number 2, the entry drawer. You know that little catch-all drawer by the front door? The one where you toss your keys, loose change, random receipts, and yes, scissors. This is the most subtle and the most dangerous spot of all. Your front door is the energetic crossing point of the home. It's where everything enters: people, ideas, money, opportunities. And it's where everything leaves. Keeping scissors there is like placing a guard with a blade, cutting through everything that tries to come in. Clients, connections, partnerships, invitations, solutions. You might not notice it, but when you place cutting objects close to your entryway, you're sending a quiet signal to the universe. Nothing that arrives here stays. Ever heard someone say, "Nothing lasts in my life"? Pay attention to where that person keeps their sharp objects. Now pause and think, which of these 2 places are your scissors in right now? If it's the bedroom or the front door drawer, write in the comments, "I need to fix this today." That simple action activates the archetype of conscious intention and begins to recalibrate the energy around you. But listen carefully, moving the scissors alone isn't enough, because there are 2 other mistakes most people make, and they cancel out any attempt at alignment. Even if you place the scissors in the perfect spot afterward, if you keep these 2 habits, everything slips back into silent chaos. And the worst part? Almost no one knows this. Mistake number 1. Scissors left open. It sounds like a small detail, but in traditional Feng Shui and in energetic practices like space Taoism, the state of an object at rest is just as important as its location. Open scissors symbolize an interrupted cycle, an unhealed wound, an unresolved decision. It's destabilized energy. Now think, how many times have you left scissors half open in a drawer or sitting on the counter with the blades slightly apart? That harmless gesture acts like a permanent vibrational cut. It's like leaving a portal open in the wrong place. Everything leaks through it. Focus fades. Discipline slips. Emotional balance weakens. Mistake number 2, scissors mixed with papers. The second mistake is keeping scissors buried among documents, photos, or mail. Think symbolically, paper holds contracts, memories, records. Now place a cutting tool right in the middle of all that. What happens? Unfinished projects, relationships ending without a clear reason, plans that never materialize, missed opportunities with paperwork, deadlines, approvals, applications that never seem to move forward. The energetic field of those documents gets constantly fragmented. And there are countless stories of people who, after reorganizing those drawers and completely separating their scissors from anything paper-related, experienced breakthroughs that seemed impossible, job offers that had been stuck for months, legal responses that finally arrived, unexpected reconciliations. Is all of that just coincidence? Or are we finally starting to understand what ancient cultures always knew? The invisible shapes the visible. And here's a challenge most people won't have the courage to do right now. Go to the place where you keep your scissors. Look at everything around them. Are they open, near papers, by the entryway, in the bedroom? Take a photo, then come back here and describe in the comments exactly how you found your scissors. After that, write, "I'm turning them into a guardian, not a cutter." Those who write, seal. Those who seal, shift the field. And listen carefully. I still haven't revealed the only place where scissors should be stored. It requires 3 specific conditions: a certain type of material, a symbolic position, and a hidden energetic direction. If even one is ignored, the effect dissolves. But if the 3 are applied correctly, your home becomes sealed with an invisible layer of protection. But that I can only reveal in the next part. And yes, there's still a third forbidden place that no one ever talks about because it's hiding in plain sight. Are you really willing to risk not knowing? If you made it this far, it's not by accident. Most people would have stopped 2 minutes in. But those who stay are waking up. You've already realized that scissors carry symbolic power far beyond their physical function. You've realized that where they sleep determines what wakes up in your life. Now it's time to shift your energy and activate a ritual that only works today, because tomorrow the field will already be vibrating differently. Write in the comments right now, "I'm ready to cut what blocks me." This phrase is more than a comment. It's a digital, energetic seal, a public act of intention. And yes, the spiritual algorithm understands that. When you declare something, the universe hears it, even if you don't. Now then, you've earned the right to know the third forbidden place to keep scissors, and this one might be the trickiest of all. Forbidden place. Number 3, the disorganized kitchen. Yes, the kitchen, the warm heart of the home, the place where ingredients turn into energy, where the invisible becomes tangible. But here's the fatal mistake: mixing cutting tools with tools of nourishment. In most homes, there's a kitchen drawer where everything gets thrown together: spoons, knives, an old can opener, loose lids, a random stapler, and yes, scissors. It seems harmless, but energetically it's a black hole. The kitchen needs rhythm, not chaos. It vibrates at the frequency of nourishment, comfort, warmth. When you place scissors there, especially ones you use to open packages or cut food, and you mix them with everything else, you activate the archetype of a harvest cut too soon. That feeling that there's never quite enough, that there's always an unexpected bill, a sudden emergency, one crisis after another. You eat, but you don't feel nourished. You earn, but the money slips away. You achieve something, but you can't seem to hold on to it. That's the signature of a cut in your sustenance. And here's something almost no one tells you: the energy of your food begins long before it hits your plate. It starts in the space where you store the tools that prepare it. Scissors in a messy kitchen break that flow. They become a magnet for micro-losses, food that spoils faster than it should, bills that show up out of nowhere, recurring household issues, that nagging feeling of something's off, but you can't pinpoint what. Now you know. 3 places, 3 invisible cutting points: the bedroom, the entryway, the kitchen. And right about now you might be thinking, okay, I'll take my scissors out of those places, but where am I supposed to keep them? That's the right question. But the answer is specific, and it only works when done correctly. You can't just put them anywhere, and you can't just hide them. They need to be placed in a wooden space, closed off, located toward the back of the home. And with one detail: the handle of the scissors must face inward, not outward. But be careful. There's a subtle mistake here. If the furniture has a mirror or metal, the effect breaks. And if it's near running water, it can turn into a channel of energetic leakage. See, this is why so few people know about this. They try applying Feng Shui without understanding the hidden codes. But true Feng Shui is spiritual, symbolic, vibrational. Now I want to guide you through a simple but powerful ritual. Pick up your scissors right now. Close them completely. Touch the blades with your fingertips for 3 seconds, holding this intention in your mind. You no longer cut what sustains me. From now on, you protect what I need to keep. Place them in a closed space, with no papers, no metal far from the doorway, and with something wooden nearby. Then right here, I turned cutting into protection. Simple? Yes, but deep. This ritual doesn't need candles, incense, or external symbols, because you are the symbol. You are the guardian of your home. And now, it's time for a secret we've never openly shared on this channel. There is a second object that cuts your prosperity even more than scissors do, but the difference is it has no blade, and that's why no one notices. It's silent, it's socially acceptable, it's in nearly every home, and even without a physical edge, it severs connections, dries up opportunities, and weakens family bonds. Do you want to know what it is? Then click the video that's popping up right here on the side, because this next ritual can only be done until the end of today. If you miss the window, the energetic cycle flips, and the chance closes for another 12 months. And listen closely. This second object is usually sitting in your living room, sometimes on the couch, sometimes on a shelf. If you made it this far, write only, "I want to find the second cut," because those who declare access, those who access transform, and those who transform protect everything. It has no blade, it doesn't slice paper, but it can pull people out of your life and push money away from your home. It's accepted, it's common, sometimes even decorative. But anyone who understands ancestral energy codes knows this object carries invisible cuts, and it might be sitting in your lap right now, or to your right, or just a couple of steps from where you're sitting. The second object that cuts your prosperity is a broken clock. Yes, it looks harmless, but its energetic impact is devastating. A stopped clock symbolizes frozen time, interrupted cycles, progress on pause, and everything that stops begins to decay. Take a moment and look around. How many broken clocks do you have at home? Or clocks that still work, but you haven't looked at them in ages? Here's the key. It's not just the physical clock, it's the archetype it carries. Time is the fabric of reality. When you keep a broken timekeeper visible, you're silently telling the universe, nothing moves forward here. Now feel the weight of that. Life stalls. Opportunities get stuck. Love cools off. Money circulates, but refuses to stay. It's like living inside an energetic loop. Have you ever felt that? That sensation of doing so much and still not getting anywhere? Like you're always one step behind what needs to happen. People who live with stop clocks tend to develop anxiety about an undefined future, lack of clarity in decisions, chronic procrastination, difficulty finishing cycles, relationships, projects, plans. All of this because the symbol of time is dead inside the home. And now comes the most dangerous point. Where the clock is placed makes all the difference. You're about to understand the two worst places to keep a broken clock and why. Forbidden place. Number 1, the living room. The living room is the home's social heartbeat. It's where energy meets. Friends, family, conversations, decisions. It's the space of exchange. Leaving a stopped clock in the living room is like dropping an anchor right in the center of your home's chest. Visitors come and don't return. Conversations begin and dissolve. Plans float in the air, but never turn into action. It's what many masters call a vibrational suspension zone. Everything exists, but nothing comes to life. You talk, but you don't connect. You plan, but you don't follow through. You dream, but you forget by morning. That's why so many people say, "My social life feels flat. People don't seem interested in me. I feel invisible." It's not you. It's your home's energy field stalled by frozen time. Forbidden place. Number 2, the couple's bedroom. This one is even more delicate. The bedroom shared by a couple is a sacred space, the temple of the bond. It's where emotional intention settles, where the energy of unity circulates or breaks. A stopped clock here is like silently saying, "Our time has stopped." Conversations fade into silence. Touch becomes infrequent. Connection turns into coexistence. And then, just noise. Many couples report loss of desire, recurring arguments over meaningless things, the feeling of we're together but living in separate worlds. A constant urge to withdraw, and once this pattern takes hold, it becomes a slow cut. A cut with no blade, but sharp as a knife. You haven't left each other, but internally you've started letting go. Now do you see why all this matters? Because symbols are commands. They don't ask for permission. They simply act. Ritual to deactivate the cutting clock. Find every broken clock in your home. Touch each one and say in your mind, "Your time no longer represents mine." If the clock is meaningful to you, store it in a closed space, far from social areas or intimate ones. If you can, throw it away. But when you do, say out loud, From now on, time flows with me. Write in the comments, I removed stagnant time from my life. That phrase seals the ritual. And here's a challenge for those truly ready to move forward. Look at your inner clock. How many times a day do you tell yourself, I'll do it later, I'll deal with it eventually, it's not the right time yet? Those phrases are invisible cuts. They interrupt your energy. They freeze your action. The time is now. If you want to learn how to reprogram the time inside your home and activate the symbol of the clock of abundance, a clock that doesn't measure hours but opportunities, then click on the next video. There, I'll reveal the best time of day to realign the energy of time, the ideal type of clock for each room, and a secret detail in the shape of the clock hands that completely shifts the house's vibration. Very few people know this, and even fewer are ready to apply it. But you are, because only those who make it this far carry the energy of an awakened guardian. Now say it, I am the guardian of my time. And get ready. The next symbol is even more subtle, and it might be in your pocket right now. Yes, the most common and most toxic object ever created. A black mirror that steals your attention, your energy, and your peace. But that is a conversation for the next part. You look at it dozens of times a day, and every single time you do, a piece of your energy slips away without you ever noticing. It makes no sound, it has no smell, it doesn't wound you physically, but it devours your focus, cuts into your intuition, and shifts the entire vibrational field of your home. This object is in your pocket right now, or beside you, or sitting on your dining table absorbing stagnant energy. The black mirror of silent drainage, your phone. You may think you already know this, but what you haven't understood yet is how deeply it acts as a spiritual symbol of cutting, far beyond distraction or addiction. Your phone, beyond being an electronic device, is a dark mirror of light. It reflects the outside world, not the real world, but the symbolic, filtered, curated, artificial one. And every time you stare into it, you step out of your center and enter mental fields that aren't yours. You walk into homes that aren't yours. Absorb problems that don't belong to you, feel emotions that aren't yours. And by doing this dozens or even hundreds of times a day, you create micro-cuts in your aura. No wonder you're more tired, more anxious, sleeping lightly, living with this chronic sense of urgency for absolutely no reason. This black mirror is the modern world's strongest symbol of the archetype of misalignment. 3 energetic effects of the phone in vibrational spaces. 1. Distortion of the mental field. The human brain wasn't designed to process thousands of visual stimuli per hour. With your phone within arm's reach, you shift topics, emotions, and energetic directions dozens of times in minutes. The result? Mental confusion, lack of clarity, inability to complete even simple cycles, and this creates the pattern of disguised stagnation. You feel busy, but accomplish nothing. 2. Disruption of the internal rhythm. Every home has an invisible pulse. Every home has its own pulse, a rhythm created through conscious actions, cooking a meal, watering your plants, resting without rushing. But when your phone is always within sight, that pulse gets interrupted with every notification. The energy of the home becomes reactive, scattered, fragmented. You notice this when you struggle to relax even when you're not doing anything. You eat but barely taste your food. You start tasks but don't finish them. You lose track of time constantly. 3. The mirror of toxic realities. Used without awareness, the phone turns your home into a portal, one that isn't always aligned with your well-being. As you scroll, you pull into your energy field, collective fears, other people's problems, harmful comparisons, desires that aren't truly yours. All of this enters your home's energy, and it accumulates. Slowly, the space loses its vitality, where the damage becomes unsustainable. 1. Phone in the bedroom. This is the most common and the most destructive mistake. Sleeping with your phone beside the bed, even in airplane mode, keeps your subtle field hooked into digital flow. You wake up tired, without knowing why. You feel unrested. Your dreams become disjointed. Your emotional connection with the person sleeping next to you starts to fade. It's like sleeping with a window open to 1,000 thoughts that aren't yours. 2. Phone at the dining table. Mealtime is one of the most sacred moments of the day. It's when your physical body and energetic body align. But placing your phone there, even if you're not using it, breaks the mindful attention that turns food into real energy. Your body eats, but your spirit doesn't, and the feeling of emptiness remains. What to do? You don't need to quit using your phone, but you do need to deactivate its symbolic cutting effect. Ritual to deactivate the black mirror. Hold your phone in your hands. Look at the dark screen for 10 silent seconds. Then repeat in your mind, "You are a tool, not a master. I choose when and how I use you." Create a fixed place to keep it away from your nighttime energy. It can be outside the bedroom, inside a box, a drawer, or a symbolic resting spot. Avoid touching it for the first 30 minutes of the morning and the last 30 minutes before bed. Write in the comments, "I reclaimed my center." And now, here's a challenge for those ready to go further. For the next 24 hours, every time you reach for your phone, ask yourself, does this align me or does it scatter me? And write down your answers. This simple exercise is a truer mirror than any screen could ever show you. What comes next? Now that you've deactivated the symbols of cutting, the scissors, the broken clock, and the phone, you're finally ready to activate the symbols of steady, continuous prosperity. And that includes an ancestral object that draws in constant flow, a hidden spot in the home, known in Eastern traditions as a portal of fortune, and a water and intention ritual that only works during a turning point in the lunar cycle. Very few people apply this correctly because it requires precision and spiritual understanding. Do you want to know what this object is? It's found in almost every home, but rarely used for what it was truly meant for. And when placed correctly, it creates an energetic vortex of continuous receiving. But if used the wrong way, it completely blocks the entry of abundance. Get ready, because this next part is the beginning of the activation phase. If you felt anything throughout this video, even if you can't explain it, then comment below, "My home is ready to receive." And click on the next video where I reveal the object that only works when touched with the right hand and positioned to the east. Yes, it's exactly that specific. And when you experience it, you'll understand why some people thrive even in difficult times. This object is already in your home. But if it's in the wrong place, it's doing the opposite of what it was created for. It's blocking your abundance. It was made to serve, but it ended up forgotten, stacked away, misplaced, or collecting dust. The object that activates the constant flow of prosperity is a pitcher, yes, a simple water pitcher, but not just any pitcher, and not in just any position. In Feng Shui and several ancient esoteric traditions, the pitcher represents the vessel of life, the container of emotional and spiritual nourishment. When placed with intention and filled correctly, it becomes a vibrational magnet for abundance. But here's the secret almost no one knows. The pitcher must be placed on the eastern side of the home, filled to 3/4, and touched with the right hand at least once a day, while repeating a phrase of energetic anchoring. This practice activates the archetype of the uninterrupted flow. What enters stays, nurtures, and expands. Now answer honestly, where is your pitcher right now? Forgotten in a cabinet? Saved for special guests? That's the mistake. Storing the pitcher away is like saying, "I receive, but only when it's convenient." And abundance doesn't respond to convenience, it responds to readiness. The pitcher flow. Ritual. Choose a glass or ceramic pitcher, Avoid plastic or metal. Place it in the room that sits farthest east in your home. Fill it up to 3/4 with clean water. Every morning when you wake up, touch it with your right hand and say, "I am a vessel of abundance." It enters, stays, and multiplies. Write in the comments, "My home receives with awareness." Simple? Yes, but simplicity is the key in ancient traditions. It's in the invisible that the visible transforms. In the next video, I'm going to reveal the object that blocks love from entering, an object that sits in plain sight, even in the most harmonious homes. You clean the house, rearrange everything, light candles, and yet love still doesn't flow. Maybe it's because one single object is doing the opposite of what you intend, blocking the entry of affection. And worse, it's always in front of you. You walk past it every day. Sometimes you even look right at it, without realizing it's sending the wrong message to the universe. That object is a mirror placed in the wrong position. Yes, the mirror, the oldest symbol of self-image, reflection, duality. Energetically, it's an amplifier. Everything it reflects, it doubles. Everything it distorts, it repeats. And that's why, if you have a mirror reflecting the front door, or cutting your body's reflection in half, it is symbolically pushing emotional connections away. That feeling that relationships start strong but disappear suddenly, or that people get close, then pull away, or even that your self-love rises and falls without reason. Look at where your mirrors are right now. Do they reflect clutter, an empty hallway, the entrance door? If so, your home is amplifying absence, not presence. The healing reflection ritual. Choose a mirror you can move. Place it somewhere it reflects something alive, a plant, a dining table, an image that inspires you. Avoid mirrors that cut your body, that wounds your energetic image. Before bed, look into the mirror and say, "I see myself whole. I attract whole connections." Write in the comments, "Love finds space in me." This is the ritual of conscious reflection. Simple, but powerful enough to transform homes where love no longer knew how to enter. In the next video, I'll reveal the invisible mistake in your bed's position. A mistake that may be pushing away prosperity, love, and health all at once. You're sleeping in the very place where your energy should regenerate, but without realizing it, you may be weakening your destiny every single night. Sounds dramatic? Then hear this. The way your bed is positioned determines what stays in your life and what slips away. Peace or noise, closeness or isolation, prosperity or constant loss. And the most common mistake is sitting right there, beneath your pillow. Imagine lying down, closing your eyes, and knowing your body is resting, but your soul is on alert. That's what happens when your bed has no real support, a floating headboard, a bed against a window, or a position outside the home's energetic axis of protection. You know that thin wall, the one with a hallway, bathroom, or door on the other side. It might be creating a vibrational crack in your field of stability. People who sleep like this often report waking up in the middle of the night with no explanation. That sudden falling sensation right as they drift off. Difficulty maintaining deep emotional bonds. Lack of financial consistency. Your bed might be creating an unconscious misalignment with the energy of support and sustenance. The Nighttime Alignment Challenge. Take a moment and observe. Is your headboard firmly anchored against a solid wall? Is there a window behind your head? A door to your right? Is there enough space on the left side for energy to flow? Tonight, before you sleep, place your palm on the wall behind your bed and say, "I lie down supported. Life anchors me." Then comment, "My bed sustains what I want to keep." This small gesture realigns your foundational energy. It's not just about sleeping better, it's about sustaining what truly matters. But pay attention. In the next video, I'm going to reveal why waking up between 3 and 3:15 a.m. can be a spiritual calling or a sign of deep energetic blockage, and the 303 ritual only works on specific nights. If you miss it, you'll have to wait another 27 days. Comment now, I want the 303 ritual, if you're ready to continue.